Namaste, Jai Bharat. There is a Pakistan occupied Kashmir because of the folly of the then authority of Bharat, like Nehru. Otherwise, there would not have been a Pakistan occupied Kashmir at all if they were little sensible those days. Now, in the Pakistan occupied Kashmir, there is an area, Gilgit-Baltistan, which is the connecting road of Pakistan to China. And they have a highway, Karakoram highway. Now, this area is very cold area in winter. The temperature during the day is somewhere -4, and at night it goes up to -15. The power project is the things in question. There's a protest going on there against power shortage. They don't get power. They have no electricity. And the temperature is -4 during daytime, and which goes up to -15 during nights. You can imagine the plight of people living there. So they are out there in the street to protest. They say all this, the cargo, which is worth a lot of money, is passing through their area, and yet their welfare has not been looked into for all these years. Pakistan had created some small hydroelectric projects in Gilgit-Baltistan, but in the immense wisdom of the Pakistan engineers, they forgot it appears that water freezes during winter. Between when it goes below zero, water starts freezing, and at the -15 temperature, you can imagine. So none of the hydroelectric projects can work. It appears they forgot that. So when this thing was repeatedly happening, you can't tell water not to freeze and to flow. They started thermal power stations to compensate this difficulty. Thermal shall work during winters. Now the thermal power stations need fuel, and Pakistan do not have money to buy fuel as on today. So they run out of power. The Gilgit-Baltistan people, they run out of power. Karakoram highway is going through that way. That's the only connecting link they have to China, land link, and they are on strike. And they want their demands to be agreed to, which we don't know what will happen. This is the kind of things happening. Pakistan can't afford to pay sufficient fuel there. They are rather bankrupt, and they depend on arms in capital areas to speak of. So the people are striking. You can imagine the plight of those people. It's winter, temperature between -4 and -15, and then they are under power. At least some kind of heater facilities they could have used. I don't know. They must be burning firewood, etc., to remain alive. And a lot of problems when the ice falls, snow falls, and then the food and their daily movement upon is miserable. So they're blocking the Karakoram highway. They're blocking the area and disturbing the free cargo flow through trucks. They have to deal with it. Now, I think they have to deal with it. How they will deal, they already know. Thermal stations can work provided they get fuel sufficient. The sufficient fuel has to be brought from outside, and for which they have money. They have money to sponsor terrorism in Bharat, but they don't have money to do this kind of things. So the focus, where to spend for what, they still spend more for terrorism, thinking that that's the only way. That's the only way. This is, of course, interesting. Now, there is then a lot of lies have been spread. After this, if you look at the map, above the Pakistan occupied Kashmir, which was a mistake again, I'm telling you, Pakistan occupied Kashmir should not have been there, or would not have been there if there were sensible people intervening. Right above the Pakistan occupied Kashmir is that area called Wakhan area, which is under which is of course part of Afghanistan. That land also gets connected to China. Now, Pakistan spuriously claims and told their people that they are in full control of the Wakhan province. Nobody knows. And Taliban is telling nothing doing. It's still with us. Now, we don't know. You can't go to Wakhan and see if it is Pakistan occupies or Afghanistan is chased as they claim. chase the Pakistani soldiers from the border side, which would imply that they are taking more areas into this Pakistan occupied Kashmir from Wakhan. It implies that if they have busted the Pakistan outpost during in the border, some 25 or something they were telling. Someone says 15. So they were thrown out of that area. Means there's no soldiers there, Pakistan soldiers, which means it's easy for Afghanistan to extend their land to Pakistan occupied Kashmir. That's another story going on. Let's see what happens. In between, Taliban is having good fun over Pakistan. They're also fighting. Taliban, when it initially came in Pakistan, Pakistan was very happy. They had this very treacherous program in their mind. They wanted to use the Taliban of Afghanistan against Bharat because they have they're bordering, to capture the full Kashmir, the Jammu and Kashmir. But that flopped. And Pakistan's relations with Afghan is again gone very bad because of the differences in character of the people of Pakistan and people of Afghanistan. Afghanistan people are mostly straightforward and honest. They are not treacherous. They don't do things behind your back. But Pakistan is very notorious for doing that consistently. So naturally, in spite of being the religious factor, they now are swords drawn to one another, thirsty for each other's blood. Pakistan says we are both are Muslims, and Afghanistan says you are not Muslims. Of course, Pakistan has a problem with them right from the beginning, right from the time, because the kind of understanding of Islam it varies from the kind of understanding which someone else has. And Pakistan has this difficulty with them. They say we are the best Muslims in this world, and others are not. We are the best Muslim, most appropriate Muslims in the world. They say, and do you think others will agree? They'll find 1001 faults with them because these people don't follow the principles of Islam, whatever is noble in Islam. They don't follow that, and they actually do things all against that. For them, convenience is a religion. For them, their convenience is a religion. So, the Islamic world is not accepting them because of this their spurious claim to Islam, and over and above, they say they are the best kind of Muslims in the world and the others are not. These are increasing the difficulties of Pakistan in order to exist. Very spurious thoughts, lies and deceits. They tell their own people, so they believe. Many of them believe that they are the best people in the world. It's very soothing to believe that we are the best and we have this, we have that. But it's unfortunate for them. Unfortunate for the whole world actually who are connected to them. Anyway, we meet again with some other thoughts. Children, Namaste, Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.